for disposable diapers. So to figure out the cost for disposable diapers, how many diapers will you use per day with disposable diapers? Diapers per day. So if you use your information sheet that you already read, you will use a minimum of 8 to a maximum of 10. So in the diapers per day, we're going to put from 8 to 10. That's how many diapers we're going to be using per day. 8 to 10. All right, so again, if we had to get an estimate, how many diapers per month would that be? How many days are in a month? Let's go with 30. 30's. So the diapers you would use in a month would be between 240 up to 300. Now you could do 8 times 30 to get 240. 10 times, what did I say to do? 8 times 30 and then do 10 times 30. Boy, my brain's not working. All right, how much is it costing per diaper?
16.
We're talking about the disposable diapers first. So the cost per disposable diaper is 20 cents. So let's say every month, let's just pick something right in the middle, right? That'd be a good estimate. So if I could use between 240 to 300 diapers, then a good guess, a good average number of diapers would be 270 diapers, right in the middle of 240 to 300. So if I use 270 disposable diapers in a month, how much would that cost me? $54. You would do 270 times 20 cents. Any questions about how we filled out that top one? And now the second one is for the cloth diapers. So initial purchase, how much is it going to cost me to buy all the cloth diapers that I need? $16 a diaper, and how many diapers am I going to buy? So I'm going to do $16 times 20 diapers, which is going to cost me. So right off the bat, I'm paying $320 for the reusable diapers. And then how much is it going to cost me to clean these every month?
$150. Oh, it's $5 per month plus per day.
Yeah, $5 a month to clean it. So the cleaning cost per month would be $5. I see where you get your number from. So we did 54 times 2 to get 108 for 2 months. For 3 months, it is 162. You can keep doing that. For 4 months, it would be 216. For 5 months, that would be 270. For 6 months, we got 324. For 7 months, that's 378. For 8 months, that is 432. For 10 months, that's 540. For 12 months, that's 648. For 18 months, 972. For 24 months, I got $1,296. For 30 months, it would be $1,620. And for 36 months, $1,944.
Dang. Too much money to have a kid, bro. And that was back then too. So like,
I think well, I don't know how old this sheet is. They tried to adjust for the new prices, but I don't know if that's probably still before the inflation
yeah,
that it is
like,
now. I don't know
now
what it is
it'd
now.
probably be like what, $3 a diaper, you think? Too much?
Yeah, I don't know. I will look it up in a second.
Yeah, $1.50.
I don't think it's quite that much per diaper. We'll figure it out.
Like it.
I think your math is wrong, Code.
Did I mess up?
I think so.
Which one?
10 months, wait.
10? So how could we find the 10-month price? We would do 10 times 54?
Yeah, wait. Hold on.
Then you add that zero.
What did you figure out what you did? Okay. So to find the cost at any one month, we would multiply $54 per month times however many months it's been. That would be our X value there. Any questions about filling out this table? Where we got this from? Okay, let's look at the next question. If a youngster wore diapers for 48 months, what math would you do to find the total cost of disposable diapers over 48 months? So again, don't do the math. We just want to explain it. We would take 48 months and multiply. That should be an and. 48 months multiplied by $54. So it's however many months times $54.
Did we do the cleaning costs for the cloth, argument for cloth?
Well, we're not looking at the cloth ones yet. We're only looking at the disposable ones in this first one. We'll look at the cloth ones in just a second. Okay, 3 says, what math are you doing over and over again to find the total cost regardless of the number of months?
Times 54.
We are doing the number of months times 54. So I put a star for my times. Number of months times $54. And what's this equal to? This is equal to the
Total price and diapers.
total cost, total price, But we kind of wrote this out already. We could think about it as adding 5. We can think about it as multiplying 5. Let me look at how they word theirs. I don't want to. So they're just putting it in words, kind of like what we did before. So take your statement above it. That was number 6, where we did it specifically for 48 months. Now we want to write it out for any number of months. That's what I thought they would want. We're going to have the cost be equal to
320 plus M
320 plus M
times
times 5. And how could we write M times 5 that looks better?
5.
5M.
It's hard to see.
Okay, I'll get a different one. Yeah, that's probably right.
No, that was last year when Mr. Daniels called everybody and bringing back.
How's this one look?
A lot better.
I'm going to change those colors out permanently. How does this color look? Looks good? Okay. 8, write a rule or equation that gives the total cost for any number of months of cloth diaper usage. So now we're just going to write our function rule again. So my dependent variable is the cost. My independent variable is the number of months. And we're really just going to write this out what we have above it. We're going to rewrite it. I'm going to put 5M plus 320. If you wrote 320 plus 5M, you're not wrong. But what have I turned mine into? It is a function. Y equals MX plus B. This is just,
God.
freak out. This is slope intercept form. That's all it is.
I quit, Coach. I quit.
You didn't realize we were doing slope intercept form?
No, I don't want to do something.
9, graph the cost of using each type of diaper on the graph on the next page. Carefully consider what intervals to use on each axis. So, all right, let's label our graph first. Let me take a picture of the graph because my graph is not very good. Okay, so my independent variable, my x-axis, that represents what in this case? The x-axis represents, we got to know.
Months, yeah. 'Cause this is-
Independent variable is your x, which is the number of months. My dependent variable, which is the cost, would be my y variable. Remember, time is almost always the x. Money is almost always the y. If you ever have one of those, that'll give you a good hint for what to put where. Okay, then what do we want our months to go by? Well, let's think about it. Well, months normally go by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm already trying to do all that.
It looks like if my months go by 1, I can get all the way up to 36. Does 36 months, does that seem reasonable? How much time is 36 months?
3.
3 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
3 years. 12 months in a year. So that's 3 whole years if we go by ones in the months. I think that's reasonable.
What about 48? That's what we're used to.
So it did go all the way up to 48. But I don't, if we go by 2s, 48 is going to happen right here.
Oh, never mind.
And then you're going to go all the way up to, yeah, you'll go up to like they're 6 years old or 7 years old going that way. And so I think it's more reasonable to go by ones, twos, threes. Then we look at the cost. Okay, what was the highest cost that we saw after 36 months? So look back at your table at numbers 1 and 5. Right, and again, so you see how I numbered 1, 2, 3 on the months? I'm looking, some of you are numbering all the way down there. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but you don't have to. Once you start giving the numbers, I know the scale. Like putting 1, 2, 3, I know what each tick mark represents now. Right, so I don't have to keep writing all the way to 36. That would be a lot of work. I mean, it's fine if you want to do it. I thought we were all going to do the same by ones. No, your graph will look completely different than mine. So you need to scale what I scaled. You need to go by ones. When you do it on your own, you can pick whatever scale you want. But if you're going to look at what mine is, you need to have the same scale. What I'm worried about now is what do my Y's need to scale by? The cost. If I go by ones on the cost, I'm going to get up to about $40. How high do I need the cost to go to?
At least 1900.
1944 is what we found on the previous page. So it needs to go to at least 2,000, I would say. So how could I divide this up to 2,000 to make it kind of even? Let's see, hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, 50s, that would give me 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think either one of those are valid. I think 50s or 100. Either one would work. I'm going to go with 50s. Okay, that'll put me just short of 2,000. So how am I going to let you guys know I'm going by 50s? I'm going to write 50, 100, 150. That's good. Right, I know the scale now. You do not have to keep going. If it were me, I would probably do something like this. This would be 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500. I might mark where 500 was at. So this is 500. And then I may go up and find where 1,000's at and mark 1,000. I don't have to write every one of them out. Okay? All right, now let's graph it. So let's first graph our disposable. So look back at your table. For 1 month with the disposable diapers, how much did we spend? $54. So I would go to 154, and I would plot that point. Okay, what about 2 months? It was 108. What do you notice about the points? What do you think is going to happen? What about 3 months? 3 was how much? Not.
Wait, 3 was 162.
3 months, we should be at 162, which will put me somewhere in here. What do y'all see it's happening with these? It's rising and running, but it's doing so at a constant rate of change. If it's got a constant rate, that means that the slope is positive and it's a line. Right? Anytime that it's the same rate over and over, we're going to have a line. So you could keep putting every dot. What was it for? 4 was 216. Okay, but once I know what the line looks like, I can connect them. Now, it would probably be best if you guys had a ruler, if you are fixing to try to connect, because look at all this space we've got. So let me get some rulers down. If I can reach them. So just pick through your first 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, get the protractor, could.
Sorry, I don't have a ruler. But I got a straight edge. This doesn't look a tractor. This isn't a tractor. Anybody have one? Alright, connect your points that you've got. You stand as far as you can. So then, you take note. What's a month that you know? Like we found 18 months should be 972. So go over once you've drawn your line. Where's 18 months? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 18 months, and it should be at 972. So this would be 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800.
No.
My line's not very good, right? Because I didn't have a protractor.
Yeah.
So see if yours is about where it should be. Is it at about over 900? Over 950? Right? You can pick a point there and see. That lets you know that you're doing the correct thing. Let me draw my line again. Okay. All right, any questions about the first graph? Now let's graph the second one. The second one, we start with what? After
330.
1 month? Or it starts with 2, doesn't it? It says at 2 months, the total cost is $330. So I'm going to use a different color. So if I go to 2, I should go up to $330. That's $150. 200, 250, 300, 330. So that's here. So for 2 months, we're here. What about for 3 months? We're at 335. And then so it just went up a little, didn't it? And then for 4 months, we would be at 340. For 5 months, we would be at 345. And then for 6 months, we should be at what was it, 6 months? 350. So at 4, 5, 6, I'm right at 350. All right, do you have enough points here to make you a good line?
Yeah.
You should. So I would grab my protractor from there, and I would draw out my line. Does everybody have their lines drawn?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's answer some questions about what's happening here. The first question it asks, do the graphs intersect? So what does intersect mean? They cross each other, right? An intersection. So yes, they should intersect. What does this point tell us about the cost of the two different types of diapers? Be specific and use math in your response.
That one rate of change is slightly, that is majorly like limited, I should say, I guess you could say. And one's more greater.
So when you're talking about rate of change, what's another word for the rate of change? Slope. So if I look at the slopes of these lines, for me, which one has a greater slope?
The disposable diapers.
The blue line, the disposable diapers. Its slope, its tilt is much larger than the second one. All right, let's try to shift our focus from slope, because that's true, to something else. What do these lines represent? These are representing cost of diapers. So at the beginning, which one costs more?
The washable line.
The cloth one. After 1 month in, the cloth one I've spent $335. But the disposable I've only spent $54 after 1 month. And so what does this intersection represent in terms of the cost? What does this point where they meet represent?
How much they cost, like the same color?
That is the point in time where the cost is equal between disposable diapers and cloth diapers. Right, that's the intersection point. Because right here, in the early months, the cloth diapers cost more. How do I know it costs more? Because it's higher. Right? Do y'all understand this? Cloth diapers are costing more than disposable. Until, when do they meet on y'all's graph? How many months? I trust your graph more than mine.
I got like 6, 7.
You ever saying between 6 and 7? Look at your table. So go back to your table. Look at disposable. After 6 months of disposable, it was $324. What's 6 months of cloth? $350. So the cloth is still above at 6 months. Look at 7 months. What happened? Disposable, cross it. So somewhere between 6 and 7 months, your line should meet. Is that where they meet on your graph? Does it look like it's somewhere between 6 and 7? That's their point of intersection. So when does cloth diapers become cheaper? If you're going to use the cloth diaper for at least 7 months. Right, because at 7 was the sweet spot where it changed. Let's keep reading the questions. I don't want to get too carried away with. Okay, 11. Knowing that babies and toddlers go through 8 to 10 disposable diapers per day, typically for 3 years, maybe more or less, which type of diaper seems like a better deal? Yeah, if you're looking at the long run, if you're looking at 3 years, which would be 36 months, or you're looking here, look at the difference between the cost at that point. All right, let's assume you wore disposable diapers for about 3 years. How much in today's money did you cost your parents or caregivers in diapers? So look at your 36 months. Look at your 36 months. If you used disposable diapers, it would have cost you $19.44. If you would have used cloth diapers, it would have only cost you $500. So what's the difference? How could you find how much you cost them? You could subtract $19.44 minus $500. Look alive. Thanks. $1,444 is the difference. That's how much you cost your parents. Why were you using disposable? You ungrateful kid.
I probably wasn't even worth it.
We'll finish this up tomorrow. You were diaperless? Yeah, that probably wouldn't end very well.
Lawsuit waiting to happen.
So imagine how much cleaning you have to do at the house.
My grandpa,
It's not funny.
when they was growing up, they were so poor, like, he said that he could bring around that.
That's Rick designed.
Like, they literally lived in a solid house. In the 1900s.
This is my house.
Lived in Budget.
I was gonna make sure about that.